Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is wrapping up a school year well. Everyone is getting prepared for summer. And I hope everyone is just overall doing great. So the last part of this three-part series we are in and how to deal with the constant stress of change, appropriately timed on my part. I've actually been wanting to share this topic because I don't want there to be so much time in between, but I just, sometimes, first of all, we all know life gets busy, but I am right smack in the middle of a situation that has everything to do with change and stress and all that comes with that. So I always just kind of believe in timing and how everything works out. So the first part, the second part, if you haven't watched them, go back because we're talking about evaluating, eliminating, and then today we're going to talk about educating. Okay, so go back and watch those other two because this will make a whole lot more sense if you kind of get caught up. But on this last of the three-part series, I want to focus on specifically educating, perfect for me because I'm an educator, but I'm not talking about education in the traditional sense. I'm actually talking about educating yourself on yourself. Okay, what do I mean by that? So when you go through change, okay, and inevitably some change that you go through is going to bring up stress rather. So whether that's a move, whether that's a loss of a relationship, whether that financial change, whether that's a job change, school change, whatever, fill in the blank, right? It's going to bring about some feelings that are just, you're gonna have highs, you're gonna have lows, and everything in the middle, right? So without putting all my business out there, I'm just going to share, for example, so like I said, right smack in the middle of a situation that has to do with change, right? So I've spent well over the past several years getting to know me in a new way. And so when I talk about educating yourself on yourself, I am not talking about the surface stuff, guys. I mean, a few things about me, there's no secret. I love coffee, got a little bit of an addiction to it. I love to work out. I love to cook, and I'm a professor, but yes, those are things that are me, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the core of you. What makes you you, okay? What makes you tick and why, and what is the reason for that? I am a huge advocate of counseling. I share it all the time. I go to counseling, and counseling has been so invaluable to me because it is a person who has a very objective point of view, and they're able to listen to me and then tell me like, hey, they can point out certain things, right, that I may not have necessarily even seen in myself, right? So I know when I'm going through change and the stress that comes with that, the core of me, I've said this on a few other videos, I know I am an introvert, I know I'm an empath, what else? I can be classified in the psychological terms, it's called a highly sensitive person. So those are key to knowing me and to me knowing myself, right? So what does that mean? So I go through the stress of change and it's stressful and it makes me sad and, grief comes with that, all of those things, right? And so it's really easy for me to cocoon myself within my safe space of my home and not talk to anyone, not go out, not interact with anybody because I just, don't want to at the end of the day, because I don't, as an introvert, that's just like, I'm already, I'm not anti-people, but my energy source, comes from quiet and it amplifies whenever I go through the stress of change. I'm aware of that, but I also recognize that it's not the healthiest to be. So I have to kind of pull myself up by my bootstraps and really kind of force myself to make sure, and this is where maybe I schedule lunches with my, with individuals I mentor, or this is where I intentionally focus on work more, or, making sure that I'm, reaching out to other people to help people. Y'all have heard that saying, helping people helps people. It is so, so, so true. Another thing about me is that I've had to train my daughter on this, and she's 16 and she knows very much that her mother does not go to the grocery store on the weekends. I just don't. I've been fortunate in life to not have to have those as my only days to be able to go to the grocery store. And I know that sounds very trivial, but the reason why I bring that up is because I can't deal with the crowds. Then it makes me a little bit anxious and a little bit irritable. And unless it's an emergency, I will go to CVS and pay $8 for a dozen of eggs. I'm exaggerating, but the point being is I just don't do the grocery store. And I make sure that I don't put myself in a situation that's going to add extra stress in a moment that I'm already stressed out. That's the point I'm trying to make. So I hope that makes sense to you. So how do you educate yourself on yourself? You have to be intentional about it. You have to find the resources that are out there. I'm sorry if you hear my dog drinking in the background, but I'm already at 5.5 minutes and I don't want to start over. But, knowing, for example, like your Myers-Briggs, I am an INFJ. If you know Myers-Briggs, you know what that's about. If you don't, I encourage you to take something like that. There are several resources out there that will help you. 16 Personalities is another one that will help you to learn what, kind of like, the cool thing about these things is it helps you, once you learn your personality, then it kind of also helps you to know your triggers and what, makes you happy and what makes you sad, or, those sorts of things. So really, that's the moral of the story, is to start educating yourself, not in a surface way. Loving coffee is great. Loving working out is great. And that makes me too. But I'm talking about the deep stuff that's going to affect not only my relationships, all of my relationships, but every aspect of my life. And once I educate myself on myself, then I'm able to navigate life better and more confidently and, in essence, reap the benefits and, have the positivity that comes from, just knowing who you are as a person. So I hope that helps somebody. My thing, if it helps one person, then I've done my job. So I hope you have a wonderful week or weekend. I look forward to doing another series soon. I'll probably do a few just kind of regular topics and then jump back into a series because we're about to hit summer. So that means I have a little bit more free time. So I should have more updated videos. So have a great weekend or week, guys, and I will see you on the next video.